Hey everybody, it's Fleming here from blownupguy.com, and I wanted to shoot you this quick video about why some people overcome post-traumatic stress, better known as PTSD, and other people do not. Now, there are a million and one reasons as to why some people overcome it or make a lot of progress in getting through it, and other people don't. But I'm going to cover just one aspect of it today in this quick, short video because yesterday I was down at one of the local universities here in Dallas, Texas, at their Brain Science Health Center, which is where they focus on treating issues like post-traumatic stress in people who have been through some pretty traumatic experiences. And I was helping them put together a mentorship program because if you don't know what I do, I'm an author and speaker, and I help companies put together consulting programs, but I also help organizations like that one put together like mentorship or peer mentorship programs in order to help them grow their organization and to serve their cause. And just being down there actually brought up some ideas and some things that I know that I've learned in my life, and I've also had the privilege of teaching other people in their lives and actually seeing some results. And if you don't know anything about me, I got blown up in Afghanistan a couple of times fighting the war. I was there with the 10th Mountain Division as an infantry soldier back in 2006, attacked by a suicide bomber, severely injured, and all that stuff. I'm not going into that today, but that's how I came to be at the place I am in life now. I mean, I'm standing here in my kitchen and shooting you this quick video, and I know that you have your own life situations, or somebody has been through something, and this is valuable. This is something that you and them can both take away. And what's interesting is that a lot of people, one of the biggest barriers to getting help for post-traumatic stress or any issues they face is that the biggest thing is that they focus on the results that they don't want rather than on the results they do want. They focus on all the negatives and the pain rather than focusing on the positive outcomes and the benefits that can come into their life if they'll get the pain. And for example, a lot of people don't want to bring up past painful memories because they fear how it's going to make them feel, and they don't want to bring up those memories that is going to make them feel like they're back in that experience, whatever that may have been. Or they think it'll be an admission of weakness. I know coming from a military standpoint, I mean, everybody who has PTSD, well, it's interesting, nobody has it, and because you don't want to be that guy. And it's interesting because, I mean, a guy will, a lot of people can tell you, hey, life is great, I'm doing awesome, life is fine, I'm doing wonderful, and yet his wife just walked out on him and his kids hate him. Things obviously aren't the way they need to be, and things are not fine. And some people feel that in getting help, that it's an admission of weakness and it's a shot to their ego, or that even another reason is that it'll get back to their employer and that it may affect their job security or put their job in jeopardy or hinder them from getting a promotion because people think maybe they're mentally unstable. And they also think, what will other people think of me if they find out that I got help? And my question to my rebuttal to that, my question to that is, what are people going to think of you or somebody who doesn't get help and ends up exploding in the middle of a crowd and blowing up on people or doing something completely off the wall because of an issue that was never dealt with? That's not the way it handles it. That's not the way to do things. And instead of focusing on these negative things, so many people focus on those, and that's why they never overcome anything they go through, because they don't want to touch it. They don't want to dissect the thing. We do jujitsu down here in Dallas, Texas, and one of the big mottos is leave your ego at the door. And today I want to invite you to leave your ego at the door, because instead of focusing on all those negative things I just talked about, think about how much less stress you or somebody could experience in their lives as a result of learning how to deal with an issue properly, or maybe even getting more sleep at night or better quality of sleep at night, not waking up so much. How do I know anything about this stuff? Well, honestly, I've lived all of it, pretty much all of this myself, having been a combat wounded veteran from the war in Afghanistan. And now I've not only taken my experiences and learned about them in my own life, but I've also used other people's experiences, as well as my doctor's knowledge of several doctors I know who are just good friends of mine who give me their insight. And I put all that stuff together, and now I'm able to put that into programs and communicate it to people who sometimes don't want to listen to somebody that they don't know has been in some similar shoes or a really bad situation. And so, I mean, if you could have better sleep at night, if you could experience less stress, if you could have better, stronger friendships, that sense of team among people or maybe more job or career and business opportunities. I mean, that leads to more free time, more money, more time with your family, more freedom to do whatever you want. But if somebody doesn't think they can trust you because you have an issue that's not dealt with, a lot of times other people see it when the person who has it doesn't. Sometimes we're so close to an issue, it's like waking up. Like when I woke up in a ditch on the side of the road in Afghanistan in Kandahar, I was face down in a ditch. I didn't even know where I was at first. I didn't know what I was looking at. It was dirt, but I was so close to it I couldn't see it. But after a while, after I got up and I got some distance from it, I was able to see it. And a lot of people could even have a better marriage. I mean, a lot of people's marriages end. They're dissolved, then divorced because of the fact that people refuse to get help and to work through the issues and become better. And it's not easy, obviously, but nothing worthwhile is. And what if you could have a better marriage? And maybe just because of the fact that maybe you know how to communicate better now, or you understand yourself better and how you think. I mean, that saves people money. I mean, I have a lot of friends who say, man, it's expensive getting married, but I've been divorced 3 times. It's expensive. It's even worse to get divorced. And so nobody wants that. You lose money. I mean, heartache, everything else. It ruins your kids' lives in a lot of cases. I know what that's like coming from that sort of family, unfortunately, but I'm better for it now. And again, a lot of people focus on all the negative thoughts about what they don't want to happen. So they let that hinder them as a barrier from getting help. While at the same time, other people are focusing on the positive, the benefits, the outcomes of what they want and what they're going to have to work through and understand in order to get those things back in their life again. And so when you do that, you become highly productive and you become unstoppable. And I've been very blessed to have other people in my life speak into my life and share their experiences with me. At this point, I co-authored a best-selling book called Redeployed. It's a book about overcoming post-traumatic stress. And, it's just, I never could have done that on my own. And if you were in the military, I'm talking to you right now, you were never taught to go anywhere alone in the military. Everything's a team effort. Yet so often, men and women get out of the military and they isolate. They get by themselves. And then they have nobody there for them. And at that point, you're screwed. You're completely on your own. And that is the absolute worst position you can be in. And so, again, this is one reason of many that's as to why some people overcome PTSD and other people do not. So stay tuned for future videos. Again, I'm Brian Fleming. Thanks for watching the video. Check me out at blownupguy.com, and I'll talk to you soon.